Welcome back to the Map for College learning community. My name is Ernest Manelli, founder of My Action Plan for College. And our video today focuses on the success strategy of superlative language in reading comprehension. So first, I just wanted to identify superlative language and what I'm focusing on for the purpose of this educational video. Comparative language would be when you take something and compare it to something else. Springtime compared with autumn, night compared with day, jazz compared with rock and roll, things of that nature. Whenever you have two elements that are being compared, you can use a comparative adjective or adverb, especially a comparative adjective. For example, you can say one brand of pancake syrup is better than the other, in your opinion. Or you might get quicker results with a certain cleaning solution, when you're cleaning the oven top, when you're cleaning up the kitchen. So if you think of quicker, better, taller, shorter, leaner, stronger, bigger, faster, stronger, things like the Olympics, those are comparative adjectives. When you move the realm from comparing two elements to comparing three elements, once you have three or more elements, you can make the transition from comparative to superlative. For example, you could say, the Kansas City Chiefs have been the best football team overall in the NFL in the past 3, 4 seasons. They've been to a couple of Super Bowls. They've won a championship. They've been consistently strong. You can say overall among the elite teams, Kansas City is the best. Or you could say something else correspondingly. You could have a superlative going in the other direction. You could say, oh, the least likely to win the draft lottery for the NBA based on the statistics, or the most likely going in the other direction. So if you have elements such as best, most, least, those are superlative adjectives used to compare three or more elements and to rank one of them as best or least among all of the choices. Correspondingly, you could have superlative adverbs and adverb phrases as well, such as mostly. You'll see that in reading comprehension as well. Mostly, primarily. I even saw on a practice test, chiefly, recently. I also saw mainly. So, but mostly and primarily, the author is primarily concerned with which of the following elements of tone, or the author is primarily focused on which main idea, the supporting which main idea through various examples. So when you get a reading comprehension question, you'll notice that sometimes about half of the reading comprehension questions, especially on a standardized test, they will say, which choice best describes, which option most clearly illustrates. And the thing is, sometimes students will say, well, I felt like I was really close on that particular question, but I picked an answer that was close, but not quite the exact aligned answer. So, my suggestion, if you're having some challenges initially as you go through practice tests and as you go through standardized test preparation, especially, if you're having some challenges where you're coming close but not quite hitting the mark on reading comprehension, I would say as long as you can take a step back and reflect and understand there is power with superlative language. Superlative language is used within the question formation for a specific reason. Try to develop the instinct of being attuned to the different layers of complexity that might be present in a question. For example, an answer would be a lot more direct and a lot more straightforward if the question used a very convincing evidence-oriented verb. For example, which choice best describes? To describe something is to delineate something in writing in detail. So if there's a powerful verb like description, to describe, which choice best describes? You know that there is going to be a correspondingly powerful, direct, straightforward answer choice to correspond to it. However, if you have more of a context-based verb, for example, I'll give you one that I saw in the practice test recently. Which of the following most likely implies, and it gave a specific, feature of the passage it was referring to. So when you're saying most likely implies, most clearly implies, if you're using a verb such as implies or infers in the question, then you're going to have a little bit more of a context-based layer to find the corresponding answer. So my advice would be, when you're doing reading comprehension questions, try to take the 4-question or 4-answer response dynamic, try to eliminate 2 of those options. So if you're on the ACT, you would have 5 options from the answer choices. If you're on the SAT, you would have 4. Try to get it, whether it's a 5 dynamic or a 4 dynamic, try to get that down to the final 2. Try to narrow the field so that you're trying to get the best features of each remaining answer choice that makes it to the final round. Then do a quick review of the question one more time. Understand the relative power or nuance of the verb. Is this more of a direct evidence verb, such as describe, illustrate, state? Or is it more of a context-based verb, such as infer, imply, suggest, recommend? So if you see some of the more context-based verbs, you know that you have to do a little bit more of a layered approach and maybe look for the nuances within the passage to find that question-answer alignment. So once you do the streamlining and the process of elimination and get down to your final 2 answer options, review the question one more time and then try to go for the best alignment, because there may be features of alignment with each of the 2 final answer choices that you're trying to determine which one's the best. But one of them is going to have the best alignment of all answer choices. So one of them is going to have a feature that makes it stand out. Try to develop that sense and that instinct so that you can make those choices more accurately and more quickly. And of course, for those students who are part of our program, we offer test preparation, both small group and also individualized, personalized tutoring. So feel free to contact us if you would like more information about that. Please feel free to like this video, subscribe to our growing YouTube channel. We will have more great educational videos to come. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.